Hi guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. It's going to be a Resto Druid PvP video. There's going to be 3 2v2 matches that I recorded only today with somebody in my guild. We aren't actually on comms, but we are typing out any quick switches that we need to do. You can get away with doing this at low rating, so that's just what we're doing. We're not particularly bothered, and to be honest, on this character until the end of the season, I'm just happy capping. So, as you can see, this first game, we have got a Disc Priest and a Hunter. Now what I think is going to happen is that the Hunter's going to open on me. So I've got to let my rogue do his thing whilst I do a bit of CC to make sure that he can actually attack the target that he needs to. Rogue damage at the moment is quite high, so this is a viable setup. You can play Rogue Resto Druid up to quite high in 2s. But as you can see here, we're just, like I said, we're just going for cap. So the Hunter on me is just training me quite hard at the moment. You can probably tell, and by watching other videos you'll see that this is what a lot of healers do. They will just hug the pillar and run around. It is very frustrating in 2s when this happens. You see there the priest has used his fear already, but it won't make much of a difference. He's also put pain suppression on the Hunter, and the Hunter's only got a couple of traps, which he can use. Maybe explosive trap if you were able to place it. But you can actually hug the pillars. It's not a problem. It is a bit of a nuisance. It can be annoying. But other than that, really, you know, it's not the end of the world. So I think another trap just went down there, and Hunter did pop his deterrent, so my rogue's going pretty hard on him. He's just trying to avoid any damage, and I just drop a cyclone on the priest so that he can put out some damage. I don't think he has many cooldowns up at the moment, but I'm just going to assist him in any way I can. So I'm bashing the priest there to stop that heal landing, just to give a bit more pressure. Maybe make the priest panic as he comes out. He's still got a long time left on his trinket. And really this is what you want to do in Arena. You want to keep this up for as long as possible. This game goes on for a little bit, and the second game goes on for a little bit, but I'll try and narrate, you know, what's changing and what's going on. You see the priest there dropping some pretty big heals just to try and get his Hunter up. He's probably panicking right now because he's CC'd, he's stunned. My rogue's going to go hard in a second on the priest, and the priest doesn't have much. He doesn't have pain suppression, he doesn't have trinket, he doesn't have fear, he can't get the rogue away. So we're going to have to make sure that we can interrupt him. So you can see there that the rogue has kicked him on the very last second. He's left that heal just to make sure he's not going to get juked. He's left that heal and he's given it a kick. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push around now and make sure I can just CC the Hunter. So there you go, I've landed a full-on cyclone. The priest probably is going to fear next. So rogue did get kited around then, but it's not the end of the world. And I just need to make sure that I can keep him up. That he isn't going to take too much damage from this Hunter who's just free casting on him, so I can eat that stun. That's not much of a problem. With the priest taking as much damage as he is, he's going to try and run across. So I'm just going to make sure that he can't. And really, this is what you want to keep up. He's got pain suppression up again, so we may see that again come out shortly. Not sure. I've just eaten a trap there like an absolute pro. Yeah, if this was a 3s game and I was DPS, everyone would be telling me how good that was, but. Yeah, things happen. Another explosive trap which has knocked me out, but it not really particularly good as his freezing trap is actually round the corner, which I'm probably going to run into. No, I'm pretty safe. Okay. Again, the Hunter's on me. He's made a mistake of leaving his Hunter alone. Down goes a priest. This second match now, we have got a Resto Druid and an Affliction Warlock. Now this setup is absolutely amazing. If your Affliction Warlock can do enough damage, which they can do, and they can make sure that they are actually keeping up their dots at all times. This Affliction Warlock maybe doesn't quite do that as well as he could. I think he gets 1 interrupt on me throughout this entire game. The Druid is effective in doing what Druid needs to do. He's kiting around the pillars. He's doing maybe not quite as tightly as he could be, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. So I'm just going to go in and put a bit of DPS on him. Now something else I was discussing with one of my friends is, as a Resto Druid, I don't actually have Heart of the Wild at the moment. I'm using Nature's Vigil in these matches, which I do swap up in a bit. But as a Resto Druid, what you want to do is make sure you've got 5 points on the target that you eventually want to kill. You can also see there that the Druid's been forced to use an instant cast. So I'm just going to make sure that I can out-heal this Affliction's damage just for the moment. So yeah, make sure you've got 5 points up on a target at all times, so that in a moment where you can, you will run in and you can do a bit of damage. If you've got Heart of the Wild, then you could do a big crit. I'm talking 60k crit potentially. Now a couple times I juke the cyclones from this Druid, as well as dodging fears. You'd also notice that earlier I dispelled at the cost of eating a UA. that's fine. Please do, definitely do that. You need to dispel as much as you can against these teams, because you can find yourself in a situation where you're suddenly very low health. So here I'm going to dispel the rogue again, just so that he can carry on. And the DR is going to get worse and worse every time. So here comes another fear on myself. You know, this isn't too bad. The rogue's absolutely fine. I'm really far away. The Warlock hasn't got enough dots on anybody, so I'm absolutely fine here. This video goes on for a little bit, so I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of it in peace, just whilst my rogue kills and does what he can, and just keep an eye out for the crit that I do on the druid toward the end of this video. Back with you in a second. Okay, so we're coming in again. Quite a long fight, as you probably saw. Quite a few things happened, and I'm actually now going to push up, and we're gonna push in because my rogue has a couple cooldowns. You can see he's preempted it there with the Cloak of Shadows to make sure that no Barkskin and Ironbark will do too much. And I actually interrupted the Warlock there, interrupted his fear by knocking him back. So my 5 points are on this guy. Boom, there's the 30k crit I was talking about. That's big. Now that's pushed this druid out. This druid's got to run around this pillar and he's got to survive just for a second. I need to make sure that my rogue now is dispelled. It doesn't have to be a rogue, can be anything. Just make sure that your DPS is dispelled during this stage where he's trying to do as much damage as possible. And here we go, down goes the druid. So that was a pretty good game actually. Kudos to those guys. Right, this third and final match. This was a bit of a ridiculous one because the paladin, I think he might have fat-fingered Bubble way too early. But you'll see in a moment that the rogue opens up on him and does a bit of damage just to scare him. Paladin instant bubbles. I've not even come out of stealth yet. My rogue's re-stealthed. Absolutely fine. So Rep Paladin and Enhancement Shaman. Again, he drops his capacitor totem here, so I have a feeling that these guys maybe weren't particularly the best. But it doesn't matter with this team because this team can win. They have massive burst damage. You'll see the Rep runs in a moment, and he will pop some large cooldowns, as will the Shaman had he not been cycling by myself just then. So my rogue's working on this Paladin now. He's doing some big damage. Pally's bopped. I'm just going to keep spamming Wrath. Again, if I'd had Heart of the Wild, this would have been a lot more effective, but I'm just going to spam Wrath here to make sure that I can assist the rogue doing a bit of damage. I don't want to use Cyclone at this point, just in case when he comes out of it, you know, he can pop some big cooldowns and keep himself up, but I'm confident that my rogue can finish the job, get this guy down, so we keep pushing on. As you can see, the Enhancement Shaman's been forced to heal, so that makes a big thing. When you're in a 2s game and you're forcing hybrid classes to heal, it usually means that they're on the back foot and you've done pretty well. So there you go. Fair play to the rogue that I'm with here, Shanker, EU Storm Rage. He did really well actually. Really impressed with his play. Maybe we'll do some more 2s, maybe on my priest, maybe on my Resto Shaman. We will see. Anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. Leave a comment, rate, subscribe, let me know what you think. I'm thinking of doing some more commentary type things on these videos. I will wait until I get some feedback from people before I upload the next video. So once again, thanks for watching and have a great time doing whatever you're doing. Peace.